the Philippines. We're starting our journey of 2025 and hopefully not ending the journey, but meeting a goal by the end of 2025. Two goals that I have for this year. Number one, reach 1 million subscribers by the end of, did I say 2021? 2025. By the end of 2025, I hope to have 1 million subscribers. The second one is to spend New Year's in the Philippines at the end of 2025, 2026, the beginning, I guess, New Year's 2026. With that said, I need to make sure that I'm educated and aware of different things that involve the Philippines, culture, language, everything in between. And one way of doing that is by watching these videos and learning together. I'm going to start off by saying I don't know much about Filipino culture and really the Philippines. I know Filipinos, I have Filipino friends, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend like I know everything. So we're going to learn together. And I want to appreciate everybody who commented on my last video when I talked about the New Year's. It was very insightful, especially those who were explaining the fruits and why it's round and just going into depth on the questions that I have. So just to let you know, I'm probably gonna have more questions even here. You're welcome to comment on everything and everything I say. And when I ask a question, more than likely it's because I 100% don't know, and I would love for you guys to help me understand the context or just understand better. So I'm asking you directly when I'm asked questions. Anyway, I'm sorry for the rambling. Let's get into it. Today's video is top 10 best things to do in Manila. Do people say it Manila or Manila? Manila Philippines Travel Guide 2024. And the link to the original video will be down in the description. You should also subscribe to them and subscribe to me. Anyway, let's get into it.
Welcome to Manila. Manila
Such a fun intro, by the way.
is located on the island of Luzon. It is one of the most densely populated cities on the planet. It's known for its incredible history, lively street scenes, and
That food.
diverse culture, and of course, for being home to some of the friendliest people on the planet.
People here so far have been extraordinary friendly. Everybody's greeting you with smiles and everything, just like this.
Is that true though? Is that everyone being friendly? Because I want to say this as nicely as I can. A lot of countries are a lot of how do I say it? A lot of tourists get the impression of friendliness, but that's because like if you look at this guy, he's a white guy with a camera, right? Um, and so a lot of countries might see white people a little bit differently than other races. So is that true? Like, is it that they're actually super friendly? Would someone like me, would I get smiles if I wasn't holding a camera, right? Like, hell, if you come to the U.S. and you're holding a camera and you're walking by, most people would give you ugly looks, regardless of the race. So, you know what I mean? I want to get that out of the way. I'm being as transparent. That's why I'm asking this question. Is he only getting that because he's a white guy with a camera? And I know not every country cares about the race, but I do. There's just some stereotypes with some Asian countries that white guys with cameras get a lot of smiles. So I'm just gonna call it as it is.
What's up, guys? How we doing?
In this video, we're going to
That's so cool.
show you the top things.
They do have the sports league, the NBA league, or not the NBA league, but they have a basketball league.
You can't miss the next time you're here in Manila.
Number one.
One of the most popular things to do here in Manila is to come visit Fort Santiago in the walled city of Intramuros. Intramuros is one of the oldest districts here in Manila and dates back to 1571. The fort is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. and only costs 75 pesos to get in.
Pesos. They still use pesos over there?
Visiting Intramuros and Fort Santiago provides a glimpse into the rich.
Wait, do they really use pesos? I mean, I understand because the Spanish, right, originally conquered them or like colonized them. That's crazy. So if I have a Mexican peso and I bring it here, would I be able to use it? I mean, obviously, probably not, but that's crazy.
Rich history of the Philippines under Spanish rule. Fort Santiago features historical exhibits, dungeons, and gardens, allowing visitors to immerse themselves in the area's fascinating past. Overall, a visit here offers a unique opportunity to explore the Philippines' colonial heritage and appreciate its significance in shaping the country's identity.
I also think like a lot of this is what's weird about America, and not just America in general, but other countries. It's like as the world becomes more and more homogenized, like I don't know what the word is, but it starts with the H. Whereas like the world becomes one, it feels like a lot of countries and cultures are trying to erase their identity just so they can fit in. And I think that that's not really, I don't think that's very productive and actually counterintuitive to what they want to do by making everybody love each other. But at like take something like this, right? This beautiful statue, someone holding a book. I don't know the context of it. I don't know who this is. But if I were to see this visiting another country, I would be inspired. I myself would be inspired. I myself would know that this land that I'm standing on has a story. I will be reminded that like this land has a story. It's not just about I could take Instagram photos or whatever, like or do a little funny TikTok. Like no, there's something here that's much more important. And I love that there's a lot of historical representation immediately like this. I get my camera's in the way, but like it's crazy. Here in the US, people would frown on something like this because they say it's racist, but it's like it's history. History is what makes us who we are. It doesn't define us, but it's what makes us who we are. And I think it's beautiful that the Philippines has a lot of these.
Manila, being a city with a rich
Like look at this. Look at this. You know how hard it is to find historical buildings even in the US? And the US has a lot of history, believe it or not. But it's harder. It's becoming harder and harder because they're like, well, this building offends half the country, so we got to get rid of it. It's like no, the whole point is just a building, but it tells a story of the history of our country.
history and strong Catholic influence, is home to several beautiful
Oh my god, like this. This is so beautiful. They don't make buildings like this anymore. I would love buildings like these everywhere rather than like some boring like vertical building. You know what I mean? Like some building that looks like a prison. No, we mean more like these.
churches and cathedrals that you might want to visit.
Oh my god. Literally. Look how beautiful that is.
As you're walking through Intramuros neighborhood, don't miss all the churches and cathedrals. We're right here in front of Manila.
Like look at this. Like why wouldn't you be proud of this? I mean, I know the Filipinos are, but I'm just saying like in your own country, if you're watching from like for example, I know a lot of you are from Poland, and I know you guys are proud of your heritage and your culture. But there's other people from other countries, even in the US, who aren't they don't take pride in the things that, led to you being here in this moment. I know this is a weird video to go on a rant, but it's been bothering me for a very long time as somebody who's been learning about other countries and other cultures, and I'm starting to see this like common trend of like it's almost like you're not allowed to have pride on who you are and where you come from. And I want to say this before I end my rant. I think it's okay to have pride in your country, pride in who you are, because as somebody who might be visiting soon, I get to experience what it's like from people who treasure their land, treasure their history, and treasure who they are. And so to me, it makes me feel like I get more of a complete experience and I get to see the beauty. But if everyone's constantly hating themselves and their culture and their own, like it's bad. It's not a good way to live. And I'm glad a lot of countries are keeping to the traditions and like love for their people, their blood, their land.
Cathedral. It's so beautiful with all the ornate details.
A short walk away from the Manila Cathedral, the
Like the fact that somebody had to build this is incredible.
San Augustine Church has stood as one of the pillars
Like look at this. Someone built this. People built this. And it's crazy. Some of these buildings last longer than some of these old buildings that are built. Some of these buildings that are built today. Like, it's crazy. Like, Filipinos should be proud that, like, I mean, I know they are, right? Or I'm assuming they are. But, like, if my country built something like this, I'd be like, yeah, we built that. No one else did. We did.
Pillars of the Catholic and colonial past for more than 5 centuries.
Like, look at this. Are you kidding me?
The next stop you can't miss is Rizal Park, right here in the heart of Manila. The massive park is named after the national hero Jose Rizal and is home to historical monuments, lots of greenery, and food stalls. There's
See, like, this is beautiful. This is the way it should be.
such a great atmosphere here. There's so many people here enjoying on a Sunday.
Like, being able to hang out and play badminton. They have jerseys on.
It's a really great place to come and relax after the hustle and bustle of the city.
Wow. Being able to see families out and about, like, that's awesome. And the fact that you got your own flag just in the middle. You know how crazy it is nowadays to just, as an American, just to have the American flag somewhere without people getting offended and crying about it. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to rant, but it's just so cool to see how the Philippines is like. It's exciting. The Philippines is exciting for me right now.
There's some great museums to choose from while you're here in Manila. We decided to go to the National Museum of Natural History.
Oh, look, they're restoring it in the beginning. The National Museum of Natural History. So this is going to be one for sure I definitely want to visit. But I wonder what they're putting here. They might just be like fixing some of the windows or something.
The National Museum of Natural History in Manila is a modern museum dedicated to showcasing the natural wonders of the Philippines. It features
Which I know for a fact the Philippines has so much wildlife.
a wide range of exhibits covering biodiversity, geology, and environmental conservation. One of its main attractions is the Tree of Life, a stunning
What?
centerpiece that rises through the museum's atrium. We really enjoyed the architecture, seeing many of
That's trippy. Kind of give me a headache with the camera going down like that.
the animal displays, including the Philippine eagle, the sperm whale skeleton, and the famous alligator named Lolong. How wild is this crocodile? This thing was alive in 2011.
If that was in Florida, that somebody would have kept it as a pet. It would still be alive today.
That is blowing my mind. And he died in 2014. The longest crocodile to ever be caught. That thing is massive.
They caught that thing? How do you even catch this thing? You gotta. I just hope no one got hurt catching this thing. How do you catch this? Someone let me know in the comments down below. This is probably one of my biggest questions. How the hell do you catch this thing?
We also loved how interactive the museum was. Whether you're a nature enthusiast, a student, or simply curious about the wonders of the Philippines, this museum is definitely worth a visit. After some sightseeing, head
Oh, that's so cool.
over to the SM Mall of Asia. It is the 5th biggest mall in the world and the biggest mall here in the Philippines, and they have their own sports arena, which
What? How does that even work architecturally? 5th biggest mall in the world, and it has a sports arena in it. How do you? Where's the parking? Is there any parking for a place like this? Now, this is another question I have that I hope somebody can answer in the comments. Is there enough parking for that many people for a mall like this? Like, how do people even get to this? I'm assuming probably ride like a bus or something, but still, that's just 5th largest with the stadium in it. That just seems really, really big. Maybe they're probably going to show more of it, but I just, it's hard for me to envision it.
just blows my mind. Wow, it is so crazy here, right?
Busy.
Busy. Even if shopping isn't at the top of your list for things to do, it is definitely worth checking out.
That's crazy. Like, it looks like a mall, but it just keeps going and going and going. I want to check that out. I want to check that out for sure.
After resting in the air-conditioned mall and resetting with some food, it's time to walk along the boardwalk. The
It's a really great atmosphere, right, for families. A bunch of rides, like a little mini carnival.
And it's Sunday, so everybody's out. There's kids and families everywhere. Really great energy, right? We got our first local beers.
So wait, is the boardwalk attached to the mall? Because that's even crazier. That's smart, actually. That's actually crazy. You have the fifth largest mall. You put a boardwalk on it, and you have a sports arena. So if I'm a tourist, I could literally come there separate days to do separate things in one spot. I wonder when this mall was built because that's very, very smart. Because that feels like there's a lot of countries right now trying to get into tourism because there's a lot of money in it. Like economies are built. There's world economies built on tourism, and so there's a lot of countries getting into it. And I'm surprised there isn't more countries kind of thinking like this. This is really, really smart. Um, to think like, no, yeah, well, let's have the biggest, well, our largest mall here. Boom, put a boardwalk. Boom, sports arena. Boom. But probably there's probably some more attached to it that I don't know about. But like maybe I mean financially it would be expensive, but if you're going into the tourism economy, like that's smart. Like I don't know. Filipinos really made a move on this. That's really smart.
So San Miguel, Pale Pilsen, and Red Horse.
I love all the families hanging out. There's a bunch of rides for the kids.
It's like look at this. Is that a yacht, by the way? Not a yacht. A cruise. Yeah, it looks like a cruise.
Another thing to do here is visit Manila Ocean Park. We bought our tickets online, so we had to wait in line when we get here. They were $13 a person. I think they're about $15 here.
That's not bad. You know how well the zoo over here where I live, it's probably about 25, 20, which but it's probably much smaller than this.
The aquarium is home to 14,000 marine creatures, all indigenous to the Philippines and Southeast Asia. The main attraction is this walkway
Oh, I've seen this in videos, but I've also seen this in movies.
with an incredible underwater view. We saw sharks, stingrays, and so many different types of fish. This place is definitely worth checking out, especially if you have kids. There are so many great exhibits at the Manila Ocean Park. They have a penguin exhibit, a whole section on creepy crawlies which display
Oh, sorry, I can't. That part I could never.
spiders, lizards, snakes,
Ah, I just
and lots of other reptiles. The jellyfish were our favorite exhibit. It was so magical to walk through watching the jellyfish dance with the music and changing colors with the lights.
that's so cool.
Another thing to do here in Manila is explore the markets. This morning we're exploring Salcedo Market.
Oh, they got markets. You know what's funny? Um, it's gonna sound crazy. Actually, it's not gonna sound crazy. It's actually gonna make a lot of sense when I say this. American public markets are so scuffed. They're so bad. It's usually just resell things they got off Etsy or not Etsy. Just things they got off like Timu or just it's a scam. Most of these are scams. It's very rare that you find things that are handcrafted. For example, there was one time I bought honey at a market somewhere. I don't remember which one it was. But it turns out it was like wasn't actually local. They were like bottling it somewhere else and then bringing it here and like it was a brand that they made. And it's the same thing with a lot of these like there would be soaps and stuff that they didn't make themselves or anything like that. There's just no now maybe it's the same here, but because it's a different country, there's much different ingredients involved. So I just I am so over American street markets for the most part. Unless it's like well, for example, when I was in Texas, living in Texas, there would be guys who would sell strawberries out the back of their truck solely because like they needed to get rid of these strawberries. And so you would buy a bunch and they were fresh and they weren't in like a prepackaged store bought thing. They were real like fresh picked. So it's stuff like that. Or peaches, for example. Same thing. Um yeah.
This market's only on Saturday from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Salcedo Market takes place at Jamie Velasquez Park. It reminded us of a higher-end farmers market and offers a vibrant atmosphere where locals and tourists gather to enjoy a wide array of food,
Oh, I'm only gonna really come for the food, I'll be honest.
produce, artisanal products, and handicrafts. Everyone was super friendly and we got to meet so many new people and try several yummy dishes. These are freaking delicious.
That's yummy.
See, everyone's just smiling. Like people just look happy. That's the vibe I want. That's where I want to be. Is where people are just enjoying life, enjoying their country, their being not having to worry about half the population on Fent.
We visited the Ugbo Street Food Market. This market opens around 5 p.m. and gets very busy. There's so many yummy things.
One of the things that my family
Street Food Market.
does.
This market opens around 5 p.m. and gets very
Let me see. I'm trying to get
busy.
to it.
There's so many.
So one of my things that my family does, and also not just my family, a lot of Mexican cultures do this. A lot of Mexicans do this. I don't know why I say it like that. It sounds crazy, but it's like you get this big ass pan, right? Like that, like this big, right? And then you just kind of have like it's not really a barbecue, but it's a fish fry, and everyone brings their own fish, and you just fry it. And man, I love fish fries. Fish, like just eating fish like this that's just straight up fried. It's so good. It's a lot of work though eating it because you got to get all the bones and stuff. But something about a fresh fried fish, fantastic.
Many yummy things to try. We had amazing grilled scallops, fried rice, and a delicious Filipino snack called dynamite. This is so good. And so many other yummy treats such as halo halo.
Oh, I had halo halo the other day. Not the other day, but a while back. I have a friend of mine who's he's Filipino. He took me to this place that had just opened when I was living in Texas. He took me to this place that just opened up. He's like, we gotta go there. It's like authentic Filipino, and like all his friends were telling him about it. So we went. Now I had halo halo. It's not. It was nothing like this. It was. It was huge. It was huge, and I was like, and I was skinnier back then. Even now, like even thinking about it, I probably couldn't finish it. But halo halo is so good.
The beans actually pretty good there.
There are also some more.
It's just I think about it's just like I'm a fruity guy. It sounds crazy saying, but I like fruits. I'm like fresh. I like lighter like snacks, and I think that Filipino food and like just snacks in general aren't as like hard on your teeth and acidic as like Mexican food.
Adventurous options if you want to try something a bit outside of your comfort zone.
It kind of looks like worms a little bit.
Yeah, it looks like worm.
Way better than I thought.
We highly recommend going to a basketball game if you get the opportunity.
If I lived in the Philippines, I would have season tickets. I'd be here every time.
Basketball is the most popular sport here in the Philippines. And we went to a PBA game at the Mall of Asia Arena. You can buy tickets the day of or book your tickets in advance online.
All right, we're in. All right, just got our seats. Here we are. There's the court.
The crowds were so passionate and it was so fun interacting with the locals.
If I lived there, I would if this channel pops up, you know what? I'm gonna put this in here. If you see this, please timestamp it. I will say I'll make this side promise that I probably will live up, like actually deliver on. If my channel hits 1 million subscribers and this channel pops off, I will. And if I make a bunch of money somehow randomly, actually no, I would just say if I ever become a millionaire or something, I'm gonna try to buy me a Filipino basketball team. I love basketball, but it would be so cool to be able to like go to games and like own the team and like develop it. Cause I play basketball games off on the side and stuff like that and like pick player. Like I don't know. I'm obsessed with basketball. So for me, it's like a dream to own a team. And if the only way I can own one is in the Philippines, I'll be there every day, every day, every game.
Last but not least is to go
But
explore
I'll have to still make videos, so don't worry, I'll still make them. But
a local neighborhood. We love getting to know a city outside of the typical tourist sites and getting insight into local life. The Philippines is home to some of the friendliest and most welcoming people that we have ever met, and we loved spending time walking around our area in Mandaluyong, trying local snacks.
oh my god, look at that! That looks so good. Hold up, it sounds weird.
And we
Watch
loved spending time
watching another man take a bite of a piece of what looks like chicken.
walking around our area in Mandaluyong, trying.
Oh my god, look how good that looks. Like if I was walking by and I saw him put that in his mouth, I would stop and look. Like, dang, that's crazy. That's crazy. Look at this. Look how it has reflections on the camera. Like you can see the how juicy it is. It's so weird.
Buying local snacks
That looks so good though.
The chicken's so good.
and getting to know everyone. It was
Oh, this looks good. This looks good.
definitely a highlight of our trip.
Beautiful, guys.
What are they selling? Soft drinks, Coke, Sprite, Royal juice, crab steak. That sounds good, but I feel like maybe I'm just cynical because anytime you order crab in the U.S., it's either a lot or like nothing.
Thank you so much. Everything.
Oh, that's cool. This is a good video. I like this video.
Here you go. Nice to meet you. Here you go.
Is this one of those dogs that give you change?
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Have a great day, huh? Local people are so friendly and accommodating. Couldn't ask for a better start here. Super excited to show you guys the rest of the series. Love you all. Thanks for watching.
No, this is a good video. I didn't even think I would come away like I was just looking for things to like, oh, what would you do, you know? And also just generally understand the cities. But this video was like really insightful, but also just it got me thinking about a lot of questions. Like now I have more questions than I would have expected. And I think that's how you know a good video, but also it's exciting. That means like the Philippines has so much more that you want to see and do than you will ever see in videos. So great video. Will be linked in the description below. Help me get to my 1,000,000 subscriber goal, as well as I hope to see y'all in the new year of 2026 when I want to celebrate New Year's in Philippines next year. Because at the time of this video, it's New Year's Eve. I know, you know what I mean. So 2026, the first day of 2026, I should be in the Philippines. Anyway, I'll check you on the next one. Bye bye. I love y'all. Be safe.